Okay, guys, today I'm going to talk to you about pushing and pulling hands Qigong. Pushing and pulling hands Qigong acts as the opening section of the Jing system. It's a kind of warm-up. Now, this Qigong has several benefits. It's, number one, it's an incredibly easy set, so pretty much anybody can do it. Two, it is great for teaching whole body movement. So, especially for beginners, the concept of moving the entire body as one unit oftentimes is difficult to grasp. So, this is a good introduction to that skill. Three, pushing and pulling hands teaches a type of, I like to call it a dynamic relaxation, where you'll have seated meditation or even lying down meditation. They're great for teaching a person how to relax in a still environment, teaching how to relax from stillness. Pushing and pulling hands Qigong, like a lot of other Qigongs, actually works by teaching you to relax in a dynamic method. And this is really important for combat athletes and martial artists who need to be able to move and fight and go from being relaxed to getting that real hard, real fast burst of tension and going right back to relaxation in a fraction of a second. So pushing and pulling hands is a great introduction for learning that skill, and in that sense it actually helps improve your nervous system for that function. Okay, so the first section of the set is called pushing hands. We're going to start off in what's called a left empty step. Going to position your feet traditionally. They tell you take a fist width in between your heels. You don't have to be so, you don't have to worry about that so much, just give or take. You don't want to be way out either way. You don't want to be too narrow. You just want to have a good distance, not too far, not too short. We're going to put all of our weight on our right leg, take a step out with our left foot, thus the left empty step. Just kind of like in Santi posture. So very similar lower body stance. Tuck your butt in, tuck your chin in a little bit to lift your head, get a nice stretch in the spine. Okay. We're going to bring our palms up somewhere between nipple and belly button level. I find about right here is good. Now, your hands, you don't want to let your hands be limp. You don't want to tense your hands up. You just want to have a nice, good aliveness to your hands. Okay, I'm going to place my tongue on the roof of my mouth. I'm going to breathe in and out of my nose using the Buddhist breathing method. And all I'm going to do, I'm just going to shift from this left empty step posture out to that bow stance. Sometimes you see it called the tiger stance. Okay, and as I do that, watch my hands. My hands are actually going to push forward, and as I come back, they're going to round out. So what I'm doing, I'm making circles here in the air. Front, getting that left empty step posture. Now you'll notice as I'm doing this, I'm not reaching with my arms. I'm actually using that whole body movement like we talked about in the intro to help me make the circles with my hands. So as I go forward, pushing, and as I come back, pulling. So it's actually a very small movement with my arms and my arms. But because of that whole body movement, I'm describing big circles in the air with my hands. Again, one more time from the front. And you don't have to worry too much about coordinating the breath with the movement. Just breathe naturally and do the movement. You can, if you want, but you know, there's no requirements for this Qigong. Traditionally, we're told to do 36 repetitions, and I suspect that has a lot to do with Chinese numerology, and it's not really all that important. I'd say somewhere about 30 to 40 reps of the pushing hands is more than enough. So from here, do about somewhere around 30 to 40 reps just before we get into the regular Lin Kong Jing practice. And then we'll move on to pulling hands. Now, the pulling hands set is almost identical in terms of the same general movement as pushing hands. The exceptions are, instead of the left empty step posture, we're actually going to be doing a right empty step posture. And instead of going outward on our initial movement, going from the inside on our initial movement, we're actually going to be going out on the initial movement. So as we move forward, same postural requirements. You're tucking your butt in, slightly tucking the chin in, lifting the spine, getting that good spinal stretch. Tongue to the roof of your mouth, Buddhist breathing, yada yada yada, all that. Going as we move forward, hands come out, and right as we reach the apex of the movement, and we start to come back, hands come back in towards the center. So a few repetitions from the front. And then a few repetitions from the side. Okay, and again, you don't have to be anal about the number of repetitions. This is a very simple Qigong set, so treat it as such. It's there for a warm-up. It's there to help you relax dynamically. It's there to get you ready for the standing meditation practice that comes later. Just one little tip in the beginning, as you're doing your pushing and pulling hands, you know, you're going to do your 30 to 40 pushing hands, 30 to 40 pulling hands. In the beginning, you want to kind of focus on your palms as you're doing it. A lot of times we're told to do an imagery like you're standing kind of about here in water. You're actually moving your hands across the surface of the water. Okay? You really want to try to bring that sensation up in your mind. You'll actually feel the tingling sensation in your hands. That's good. You want that. Because that's helping to get that get all that good chi, that bioelectric energy, out there onto your fingertips. Okay, and that's exactly what we're looking for here. As you progress, as you get better and better, you're not going to have to use that imagery. It'll just come when you start to do it, and eventually you'll just be able to bring up that sensation whenever you want. So play around with this, work with this until next time. I'll have the rest of the Lin Kong Jing system for you guys in the next post. Thanks for watching.